so bright. It's been so long since I've last been out. But finally, I can get a deep breath of fresh air again. What? That isn't what fresh air feels like. I think it's been 2 years, I can't remember.
You're right, it isn't. And stop with that overdone coughing. You're waking up the whole city.
Ah! It's you! You're the demon that told me about the pandemic 2 years ago. Because of you, I didn't leave home for so long. I won't let you fearmonger to me again.
Well, you're not sick, are you? You can thank me for that. Anyways, as I was saying, this isn't fresh air. As a matter of fact, it's heavily polluted
No, stop! I don't want to hear it!
with a lot of harmful gases and particles that have detrimental effects to your health.
Come on, please just let me have this one.
Be quiet, you asked for
No,
this.
I didn't.
Anyways, as I was saying, a lot of harmful chemicals and substances are released into the atmosphere by human practices. Air pollution is caused by the presence in the atmosphere of toxic substances, mainly produced by human activities, even though sometimes it can result from natural phenomena such as volcanic eruptions, dust storms, and wildfires. It also depletes the air quality. Air pollution is also caused by combustion of fossil fuels like coal and oil for electricity and road transport. It produces air pollutants like nitrogen and sulfur dioxide. Agricultural activities due to the use of pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizers that emit harmful chemicals, waste production, mostly because of methane generation in landfills and various other sources. And alongside with hugely overdramatic coughing, air pollution can also have real and actually dangerous effects on humans. The effects of air pollution are alarming to say the least. They are known to create several respiratory and heart conditions like asthma, chronic bronchitis, heart attacks, and strokes, along with cancer, among other threats to the body. Several millions are known to have died due to the direct or indirect effects of air pollution. Air pollution is detrimental to your health even before you take your first breath. Exposure to high air pollution levels during pregnancy causes miscarriages as well as premature birth, autism, asthma, and spectrum disorder in young children. Harmful gases like nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides are released into the atmosphere during the burning of fossil fuels. When it rains, the water droplets combine with these air pollutants, they become acidic and they fall on the ground in the form of acid rain. Acid rain can cause great damage to humans, animals, and crops. With increased temperatures worldwide caused by stuff like the greenhouse effect, an increase in sea levels and melting of icebergs, displacement, and loss of habitat, have already signaled an impending disaster if actions for preservation and normalization aren't undertaken soon.
The greenhouse effect? But isn't that like a good thing?
What? No, it
But I
isn't.
know a good deal about greenhouse gases. They're basically one of the few reasons our Earth isn't freezing cold all the time. The greenhouse effect is when energy from the sun goes through our atmosphere and warms the Earth's surface. But certain gases called greenhouse gases prevent the heat from returning directly to space, resulting in a warmer planet. Light arriving from our sun passes through Earth's atmosphere and warms its surface. The warm surface radiates heat, but the greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide reflect it back. Greenhouse gases are gases that absorb and emit heat. The primary greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Without greenhouse gases, the average temperature of Earth's surface would be in the negatives. So they are helpful, aren't they? Please?
Well, you're not wrong,
Yes!
but
No!
while greenhouse gases, in moderation, are good for the environment, just like a lot of overdramatic coughing can ruin the point of scene, a lot of it in the atmosphere can become bad.
Okay, that's a terrible analogy.
Carbon dioxide is released when we use the fossil fuels such as coal, oils, and natural gas. We burn these fuels made from the ancient remains of plants and animals to run electricity generating plants that power factories, homes, and schools. Product of these fossil fuels, such as gasoline and diesel, power most of the engines that drive cars, airplanes, and ships. Over emissions of these gases result in global warming and climate change, which the long term heating of Earth's climate system observed since the pre industrial period due to human activities, primarily fossil fuel burning, which increases heat trapping greenhouse gas levels in the Earth's atmosphere. The impact that global warming is causing on Earth is extremely serious. There are many hazardous effects that will happen in the future if global warming continues. It includes melting of polar ice caps, leading to an increase in sea level drowning coastlines and slowly submerging continents. And speaking of greenhouse gases, there's also the issue of the ozone layer.
Wait, what do you mean speaking of greenhouse gases? Those two topics aren't even related.
It means what it says. We're speaking of greenhouse gases, and ozone is a greenhouse gas.
It is?
What do you mean is ozone a greenhouse gas? Of course it is.
Ah! There's more of you?
Wait, were you eavesdropping on us this whole time just to get your chance to enter?
No. Point is, of course ozone is a greenhouse gas. It also serves the purpose of absorbing harmful radiation from the sun. It guards you from a lot of stuff that's deadly. Respect it. Sadly, you and people like you don't, which is what causes large holes in the ozone layer.
Why don't you calm down and explain properly?
Okay. This polluted air.
Oh, come on, you two.
Anyway, ozone depletion is the gradual thinning of the Earth's ozone layer in the upper atmosphere. It's caused by the release of chemical compounds such as gaseous chlorine or bromine from industry and other human activities. The thinning is most pronounced in the polar regions, especially over Antarctica. Ozone depletion is a major environmental problem because it increases the amount of UV radiation, which is ultraviolet, that reaches the Earth's surface, which increases the rate of skin cancer, eye cataracts, and genetic and immune system damage. The Montreal Protocol, ratified in 1987, was the first of several comprehensive international agreements enacted to halt the production and use of ozone depleting chemicals. As a result of continued international cooperation on this issue, the ozone layer is expected to recover over time. So, this is why you need to be aware of what is happening. If this goes on, the ozone layer could fully deplete itself and then you won't be safe anymore. I mean, there's hope, but yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, come on, don't be sad.
If you didn't want me to be sad, then why did you tell me all this?
We aren't telling you this to make you feel sad. We want you to be aware of the dangers of air pollution and why it needs to be prevented.
I want you to be aware. He just likes to butt into conversations.
Bruh. Anyway, this isn't the end for you. There are lots of solutions to these problems available. All it takes is a little initiative.
Some simple ways to reduce air pollution are to use public transport, turn off lights when you're not using them, recycle and reuse, and say no to plastic bags.
Reduction of forest fires and smoking, use of fans instead of air conditioners, use filters for chimneys, and avoid usage of crackers.
Yeah, we can!
See? Now you're happy.
It's important to know about this stuff, no matter how sad it may be to hear, because we're the only ones who can prevent it.
No matter how bad stuff gets, as long as we have the initiative and the resources, we can do it. We can fix the air together.
And then you can get to the water pollution too.
So what?